do you feel lonely in the home?
Yes, definitely.
You never considered to send her to a home?
No, that never crossed my mind, and that will never cross my mind till the day I die. Lah.
Like it or not, we all get old someday. And just like our parents used to take care of us, one day we're gonna be the ones taking care of them. So before that day comes for me, I wanna have a look at exactly what it looks like to take care of an aging parent. In just 7 years, a quarter of Singaporeans are going to be over 65 years old. I wanted to find out why some seniors age in nursing homes, what life is like for them, and if I would ever consider this option for myself or my family members in the future. To learn more, I started looking for a nursing home that would let me shadow their staff for a day so I could really see what the residents' lives looked like. I also had a chat with someone whose grandmother has been living in a nursing home for over 5 years.
So my grandma has been staying at a nursing home since 2017. So a living situation before that, she was kind of like bouncing around a couple of places. Like it wasn't very good for her, I think mentally. So subsequently, my mom took care of her for about a year. For my mom, I feel like it was like very stressful. 24 hours with her, right? I guess it was all quite taxing on her, like physically.
So do you feel like that condition has worsened since she started living in a nursing home?
I feel like it got slightly better just because there was like some routine for her to follow. Yeah, and I think having some, I guess, people of the same age group around you also kind of helps a little bit.
While I was glad to hear that Kai Yuan felt his grandmother was doing better now after years of bouncing between family members, I wanted to see for myself exactly what life in a nursing home looks like. So as you can see, I'm in a very special uniform. It's about 6:30 in the morning right now. I hope to have a very exciting and insightful day ahead of me because I feel like this experience will give me at least a better understanding of what living in a nursing home looks like. My first job involves supporting Mr. Nyam, one of the residents of SLR, who volunteers to deliver newspapers to all the floors in the morning. Okay. According to staff, simple duties like this help to give residents a sense of purpose and keep them active. 是这样，你做工他们有给你钱吗？没有啊。After finishing our newspaper delivery route, Mr. Nyam went off for a break and I reported to Nicole, one of the nurses at SLR, for my next duty.
Next duty will be showering.
Showering?
Yes. Okay. For now, you just help me to turn the elders. So from there, I will transfer elder from bed to trolley.
Okay.
Morning. 妈，冲凉啊。So now you just help me to turn her facing you.
Facing me?
Yeah, facing. Yeah, just like this. Hold. Yeah, turn. 妈妈转哈。So I'll be transferring her now. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, make sure it's stable.
After all the residents were done with their morning shower, I followed some elders to a nearby hawker center for breakfast. Okay. Sean, your coffee? How often do you get to go out?
About 3 to 6 months once. Because I need to get volunteers to help to push people like me around.
Oh, I see. So if no volunteers, you can't go?
Can go.
I see. Are you friends with the other elders, the other residents?
I'd rather keep to myself.
Oh, okay.
Because each one of them has different character. Some of them can blow out at any time.
At this point, do you feel lonely in the home?
Yes,
You do?
definitely.
Okay.
I miss my sisters. And I purposely ask them don't visit too much. I'd rather let her still remember me as a bubbling, very active person.
Yeah.
I want to leave that memory behind.
Before you started living in a nursing home, were you living with your sisters, your family?
Yeah.
Okay.
My unmarried sister, so I feel very bad every time she has to lift me up, change my clothing and all that, which is not possible. So I'd rather live in a home where other people take care of me.
So you chose to stay in a home.
Yeah.
What do you do every day? No reading, nothing.
My eyesight cannot even read. I have not seen a movie for decades. My favorite hobby is badminton.
Yeah.
But I cannot even stand up. But I really wish I could play badminton again. I'm only waiting for my spirit to go into the sunset. That's all I ask.
My conversation with Sean left me feeling a bit sad that residents aren't able to do everything they'd like. For example, as Sean mentioned, trips to the hawker centre don't happen every day. Most of the residents' daily meals are cooked in SLR itself and cater to the residents' different health conditions like diabetes or difficulty swallowing solid food.
食英啊，食飯了哈，好冇? So we usually put this one in front of her so that it won't get messy on her shirt.
Okay.
Just mix up with porridge and this one. Yes.
Like that?
Yes. 食英啊
Hey. Alright.
Those residents that came here, the family members are too busy to take care of them. So they leave the family members here in our hands. So I feel like it's also our duty also to take care of them as like our grandparents.
Would you send your own grandmother or your own parents to a nursing home?
Yeah, I think all the nursing homes in Singapore, they are well trained also, and they are able to take care of your family members with special attention and treatment also now.
That being said, nursing homes aren't the only elder care option for families in Singapore. I spoke to Dr. Kelvin Tan to learn more.
We can have the active aging centers, we can have the elder care centers, and in those number of hours, we have exercises, for example, or some cognitively challenged games and recreation activities will help the older person and the family to better manage some of these routines or which will keep them as active as possible.
Before my day at SLR, I had actually gone to see someone whose grandmother had gone to a daycare center. Hey, hello. Can I come in?
Yeah.
All right, yay. Years ago, Janice's uncle quit his job to look after her grandmother full-time while the rest of the family gave him a certain amount of money each month for her caretaking needs.
So I have to give it to him. It's quite a sacrifice and dedication that he had.
Many years, like 6-7 years.
Yeah, almost 10 years kind of thing. So he really quit his job. I think it definitely affected his personal life as well.
Right.
He's not married. He couldn't even go out to drink kopi because
And this is for years, right?
yeah, he couldn't even do that because he cannot leave her alone. But I think after so many years, it started to wear on him mentally and physically as well. So we decided, okay, you know what? The next best way is to probably put her in daycare. They have a lot of activities. There's exercises that they can do, and then by evening she will be back home. But we realized that didn't kind of work out.
Janice's grandmother fell and injured herself badly not once but twice while she was at home with her uncle. After a doctor advised that a third fall would be really dangerous, maybe even fatal, Janice's family has now decided to send her grandmother to a nursing home. Was your grandma involved in this decision?
We actually need her approval to say hey, we are going to send you to a nursing home. She needs to sign a form as a form of approval, or she has to give her thumbprint.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So we cannot force her to go, but we did let her know that we will always go and visit her. So we've been visiting her very regularly. So I went to visit her yesterday, and then my mom is going down today, and I think tomorrow my other auntie is going down with my cousin. So it's we go down to visit her very, very often.
So we just had lunch. I've been here since early morning and I have some thoughts about the place so far. Every staff member that I've interacted with, not just the ones who are on camera speaking with us, it's very obvious that firstly everyone here cares about their job. They try to bring a positive attitude. Everyone's smiling, laughing at each other. They say hi to the residents. They really treat them like people and they genuinely enjoy being here and doing what they do. I would say that on the other hand of things, what I notice is that it doesn't seem like they really interact with each other. They don't seem very social with each other. Everyone just kind of does their own thing. They will maybe interact with the staff, but not with each other. I was really hoping to meet someone who actually had a social life with the other residents, and I'm happy to say that I did. Do you feel when you're living in this nursing home that you have a sense of privacy, you have a sense of your own space?
It's okay. See, I find it's okay to have some friends around me. It happens that you need help, they can come forward to help you, or they need my help, I can go forward to help them. Because I'm quite scared to stay alone. I tell you very frankly.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you like having other people next to you all the time. Why did you end up deciding to come and live in a nursing home?
Because always forget to take my medicine, you see. So doctor say, no, you have to go to a nursing home. And then another reason is that my cousin, my niece and nephew all working. So nobody look after me. That's why I need to come here.
Were you involved in the decision to come to this nursing home?
Yes, this is my choice. Only at the time there was one vacancy around. So they immediately rushed me.
That's such a positive attitude that you have, right? Does your family visit you often that you're here?
Well, they do, but I tell them, say, no need. I'm quite happy with here, all the things, you see. I will communicate with my cousin every night, 7:30.
So you still do? Even if they don't come down, you still communicate with them?
Yes.
You still feel close to her even though you're here?
Yes, I'm very close to her. She loved me a lot, I should say that.
That's great.
And me too also love. There's the relationship that we built up from young.
And it's still the same even when you're here?
Yes.
Yeah.
No changes. The nurses treat me very nice, to be very frank. What else I want to ask for, you tell me? Nothing much. Just be happy all throughout to the final day. Bye-bye. That's all.
From my conversation with Catherine, it was clear to me that it is possible for some people to actually enjoy and prefer living around others in a nursing home, especially if they're able to communicate with both people in and out of the home. But what about those who aren't able to? Okay, so I don't really understand dialect, right? But I know Eugene is just one person. Usually it's just him alone having to conduct it for a group of people, all of whom speak different languages. I don't know. Is that something that just can't be avoided?
Other staff also, they understand, they even speak Malay also. So other staff may come and help and translate for us also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you get along with the other people here?
No, I got no friends because I cannot communicate with them. But they speak Chinese. Most of them. And I just used to be in bed.
If they can speak English or Malay, would you want to?
Yeah,
people?
I'll mix with them.
What about all the activities? You know, like you just came from your national day and they have bowling sometimes. Do you like those activities?
No, I like, but you see, I don't understand Chinese. You see, that's the main problem. Sometimes there's a language barrier. That's the difference.
There are things which nursing home cannot provide for the residents. They cannot open up any time for your friends, family members to come and kopi with them, play games with them. And nursing home cannot allow the residents to decorate their environment, like their home environment, and things which they like to make it more cozy. Because institution to most people, including me, can be a very caged environment. You don't have as much freedom to just wander in and out.
Elders who don't require constant care and prefer to live in their own space have other options. Private assisted living facilities, such as the St. Bernadette Lifestyle Village, offer elders the option to live more independently while still having close access to medical care. But they may be a pricey option for most people. Another option for elders in the future might be the new community care apartments, where seniors aged 65 and above can purchase a flat built with their needs in mind. Right, I've also heard this term, aging in place, being used a lot recently. Could you explain more of what that means and what it means for us as we go on?
Yeah. Well, aging in place simply means that we have much more affiliation and stronger bonding with the place that we stay most of our life, right? So, this community in Bedok, they are more older person, and therefore the amenities around, how do we support this group better? We would like that place to be age-friendly, and the older person can stay there as long as they like.
Elders in Singapore who need some form of regular medical attention but are still able to remain at home have the option of engaging the services of a home care nurse. Families can engage home care nurses, like Grace here, to attend to their elderly relatives' needs in their own home on a scheduled basis.
I think the reason why they don't want to send their loved ones to a nursing home is based on a preconceived idea of what a nursing home is like. But this preconceived idea could have been like from 10 years on ago, where the focus on care is just looking after the senior, feeding medicine. But nowadays with the research that's coming out, especially with when we're talking about geriatric care, so like care of older people, they are focusing on giving them autonomy, giving them options. So there are a variety of activities you can actually choose from that the nursing homes have access to compared to a home setting.
Despite all these new initiatives and efforts in elder care, on top of all the options that already exist here, there are still some people who struggle to accept the notion of relying on external help to take care of their parents. For example, Gary here took care of his mother in their family home for almost 10 years, even after she was diagnosed with dementia.
These are all her kebayas.
Ayo, so pretty.
This is all the medication that we needed when she was ill.
Yeah. When did you find out that your mum had dementia?
So, okay, she passed away in 2021. So it was 8 years before that. So she didn't say whether she wanted to help her nursing home, but she did ever tell us before that she would like to go in this house. If possible, not in the hospital, not anywhere else.
As her main caretaker, even though you say you have this filial obligation, right? I'm sure that there still must have been challenges, no matter how much you wanted to do it or felt you had to do it, right? What were the challenges that you remember?
At one point of time, we had a job offer, two of us, we had a job offer to go to Abu Dhabi for work.
Yourself?
Yeah, myself and another colleague. That diagnosis came when I was offered that job. And I still remember speaking to the doctor. I said, can I bring mom along with me to Abu Dhabi? So that I can take care of her while I'm there working. And he said, if you were to bring her out there, you will kill her faster.
Oh.
Because when patients with dementia, familiarity is important to them. That was a good job, $1 million a year. I have a very good friend who told me, he says, will all that money be able to bring back your mom and bring back time with your mom?
It looks like you really went above and beyond to do as much as you can, right? Not just the bare minimum. Do you think that this is a situation that you would say is affordable for most people?
Okay, I would say we are lucky. I can afford it.
You never considered, instead of hiring helpers, to send her to a home?
No, never. No? That never crossed my mind, and that will never cross my mind till the day I die.
May I ask why?
You think about it, it's when you're out of sight of mind, everything else will take priority, right? And so you don't have time, you won't make time. And then your job will come into place, and then you will end up just, it's sort of like losing touch with your own mother, right? At the end of the day, you earn money to spend it. You're not going to be able to take it with you. So you ask me, was money well spent? I will tell you yes. It's a lot of money, but it's totally well spent.
Okay, so after everything that I've experienced and all the stories that I've heard from people over the last few days, this is what I think about this whole aging thing, right? For ourselves and our parents one day. I think one of the things that made me a little bit sad is hearing from a lot of people that their parents or their grandparents were not involved in the eventual decisions that were made.
She didn't say yes, she didn't say no. Yeah, so I don't think they really asked her for her opinion.
I think autonomy has to be a really big thing, where as far as possible, I would want to make a decision that I know the other party wants, right? Whether it's my mom or dad or grandparent or myself in the future, I hope someone would take into consideration what I want.
But she did ever tell us before that she would like to go in this house. If possible, not in the hospital, not anywhere else.
I think before this experiment, before I went into St. Luke's and spent a day there, my impression was that anyone who ended up there because they don't get along with their family, or they don't have a good relationship with their kids and no one to take care of them. But then through some of the people that I spoke to, I don't think that's very fair to say. I think there are many people who tried their best to have their parent keep staying with them.
I think a lot of people don't understand, like, being a caretaker is a huge burden as well, and like the mental health of some caretaker is also something people need to pay attention to.
For myself and my situation with my parents, if they live in a home, what's really important to me is that they are treated with respect. I remember this moment when I was in SLR, St. Luke's, where one of the physiotherapists, his name is Eugene, and he was conducting a bowling session. And when the elder was about to throw the ball, he knocked the ball out of the guy's hands. And it was such a wild thing to do, right? You're like, oh my gosh, how do you do this to an old, frail man, right? It seems at the first moment cruel, but actually the old man was really amused. He started laughing and slapping Eugene's arm. I realized that that's how you show respect, right? Like where you don't treat them like a baby, where you treat them like a human being, and you can joke around with them the same way you joke with a friend or a colleague. So at the end of the day, I think it's all about communication. I think it's all about planning ahead. I don't think it's helpful to only talk about it when the time comes, because emotions are very high. Sometimes our parents are no longer in the right frame of mind to make these decisions. So I think we need to make these decisions now. At the very least, I feel confident that here, specifically in Singapore, I do strongly believe that regardless of where you're coming from in terms of income, in terms of your resources, I think there is a way to get help. And I'm very grateful for that. That's what I truly believe, and I just think maybe it's time to start the conversation early.